This person is asking a simple question. How can one treat mold on a wall? Yes, the question is a simple and straightforward one, but the answer is not a simple one. You see, mold is usually caused by one thing, which is water. That is the easiest thing, and that is the most straightforward answer. But the other thing that is usually difficult to know is where is the water coming from? Because if you are able to know this, it's just like a tap. Once you turn off the tap, the mold will also disappear over a period of time. But there are usually three main sources of water. One is from rain that is falling on a particular surface directly exposed to rain. So the other one is from the foundation, and the last one is maybe from artificial source, maybe your AC, maybe because there's not enough ventilation in that particular space, so it's trapping a lot of heat which condense back to water. So you have those three types, but the first and the last one are easy to solve, which is the condensation and the rain, because you can just stop the place from getting in direct contact with water and then stop the issue. But for the one that's coming from the foundation, is usually very difficult. The solution is always to make sure you install DPC in your foundation before you do the foundation. But if they did not do it, which most landlords nowadays ignore, there are some chemicals you can use as the tenant to protect you for like maybe 2 years or 3 years you want to use in that place, so that it will not end up spoiling your paint. So what you need to do is to apply those chemicals. That is, if it is coming from the ground, which is rising them, you are going to spend money. But this is how to do it in a minimal way. So what you need to do is to remove the plaster until you see the line on the block, and you can find bricklayers, they can remove it for you for cheap amounts, because if you involve all these companies, their price is usually very high. So just find bricklayers to help you remove it, then get those chemicals and then mix it according to the instruction, then apply it on the wall. Once the wall is dry, you need to wet the wall to make the wall cure depending on the type of chemical you get. Once that one is dry, then you can replaster and then repaint again. So that way you have solved one, the mold. And if there's any other place that you are still seeing mold but you did not want the chemical to touch, you can just scrape the mold off, use bleach and water. If it is rising down, as long as you have solved that lower part, in most cases you might not be having water issue for the upper part, like if it is not too serious, because there are some rising down that will go all the way up to the ceiling, but in most cases it's not usually taller than 1 meter, most of the ones I've seen. So if you do that, you solve the mold problem, because it's not just mold you'll be having, your paint will be peeling off, because mold problem does not just come alone. In most cases people will be getting sick in that particular place. So that is the treatment. But if you see anybody that say, oh, they're going to solve the problem by just maybe scraping over it or doing anything, it's not going to work. It can work for the meanwhile. I've seen several people send me videos and somebody said they should scrape, they scraped and it's back again, because you did not remove the plastering that has that particular issue. But once you remove the plaster and you treat it properly, it's going to take time before it comes back. It's going to take more than 2 years or even 5 years depending on the type of chemical you use. That's how to treat mold on your wall.